Hello, and welcome back to the Roaring Twenties. Someone's released lions onto the streets of Wellingborough. So last episode, I promised you that I was going to build a passenger line, and that may be over-promising and under-delivering, because I realise it's time we had a bit of a review of... Yeah, D81 class. That does look good, actually, so I will have that, because I want to make sure we avoid the situation that we had last time, where I let the vehicles get old and total chaos ensued. So 357 bridges trains are getting a bit old, so we're going to take that and let's have a look at what we've got. So these are Dean goods, and maybe Dean goods aren't available anymore. Think about that. So, possibly. Okay, let's stop replacing those. Let's start replacing those Dean goods that we've got on here with... What was the thing that we just got? This is D81 class. So let's put those in. And let's have a look at the wagons as well. So no, we're already on open wagons, so that's fine. Let's also clear out some of these kind of things that have been replaced. There's nothing actually too much there. So there we go. So coal, for example, has this. This may as well stop replacing those. So this is just. It's kind of not that important, I guess, but I don't like having these grey arrows sat everywhere saying that you've got some sort of replacement that's happening. And then there we go. So that's coal cleaned up. Let's clean up the coal tar as well. Let's stop replacing those. Stop replacing those. Wagons as well. Yes, those. Oh, coal tar would be just more about the. So I do wish there's a way to just say, okay, let's just stop replacing here, because coal tar seems to be something is being listed as a replacement, and I don't know what it is. So, four-wheel tank wagons. Yes, there we go. There we go. Let's clean some of this up. I feel this is. And so farm supplies would have been probably wooden frame vans and 10-ton tank vans. Yes, there we go. There. So this is just, it's kind of a pointless little thing, really. Not wanting to leave these grey arrows lurking here. There we go. So I'll clean that down to limestone, and then I will get back to doing useful things. So there we go. Let's clean that up, and let's clean this up. I think the 10-ton brake van is the only other thing. So I'm surprised I can't do this from the route, actually. But never mind. So that should get the 357 bridges. Lion 2. So why is Lion 2 not replaced? So Lion 2 is... Lion 2 is quite old. Surely A1s. Now, are they actually available? That's a good question. Yes, it is available. So this really is just a problem of it needs to go for service. Now, that's never a great sign when you send it for service and it just reverses. That usually suggests that something is amiss. Is it going to replace itself, or is it going to throw some sort of error saying, no, I can't? There we go. That's replaced itself. So these are A1s as well. So if I hold down control, that will just service that. The same with that. Hold down control just to service it. A mountain ridgeline. So what about this? This is a Y14. Can we still get Y14s? Yes, we can still get Y14s. So we get to the mountain ridgeline, which is here. These are all quite old, so I'm just going to send these all for servicing. That's not too bad. So mountain ridgeline. This is the 357 bridges. This is heading for servicing anyway. So the next one of the pig iron trains. These are 32 years old, so these don't need replacing yet. That's a nice little bit of maintenance, just to avoid. We should do the same with road vehicles. Road vehicles is a bit of a disaster. Let's sort by age, descending. So let's find all these traction engines, right? Now I'm a little bit worried. What I don't want to do with this is can send these all for servicing at once. Now, you should still be able to buy traction engines. I don't want to disrupt this route too much, other than upgrading it. Let's go back. Let's see this side as well. So let's upgrade all this. Upgrade. Let's just upgrade right Lancaster to concrete road. That should be fine for them. So can we still get traction engines? Yes, we can still buy traction engines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the number of depots so that when I set these things to service, it doesn't cause total chaos. It just causes mild chaos, which is the kind of level of chaos that I'm happy with. Just build a random depot in the middle of those fields to sort of leak oil over them and then contaminate the crops. That feels like a responsible, sensible thing to do. Right, okay, so now what I'm going to do is just these I'm going to send for servicing. All of those. That's going to be rather... Oh, bugger, I just sent every single road vehicle on the network for servicing, but that's fine. That's the kind of disaster we can live with. So these conduit cars, this might be a issue. So conduit cars, they're probably not available anymore. Let's replace them with what's recent. I haven't had many recent trams, so maybe some Fleetwood box cars for those. And then the Daimlers, right, so these we can start just replace with X-types, I think. X-types? S-types. X-types, these. Those would be very, very uncomfortable for passenger services. That's that sort of disaster headed off a little bit. Maybe at the cost of another disaster, which is total road vehicle chaos, where they've all gone for servicing. But never mind. So let's go back here. So we had a bold intention of building a nice railway line. So let's do that. Let's build the railway line. We want to build from here. So I'm going to well, I guess actually going to start. Let's put some billboards in. Billboards are always popular, so some planters as well. That will be so. I'm trying to think what sort of size station I want here. I'm going to go with footbridge like that, covered footbridge, and then so length 5, good enough. Well, once you add the the ramps, it's going to be length 6. So I think that is good enough. I think length 6 station is probably quite good. So it's length 6, and then they're going to just make this is going to be the terminus for now. In future it won't be, but there we go. So that's going to just cross over there. That's going to cross over there. So it's going to go nicely around the lake and the Laney Green Woods. So it's a very forest arboreal line, isn't it? Lots of stations called woods. Ooh, the 9Q. It's a good freight engine, but we're not building freight at the moment. So we're going to pass that up for now. Build some more billboards, some more planters. So length 6 was the thing we were going for. Now, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to just put some benches down. I'm actually going to end up with this station being length 7 because I'm going to put the ramps at the end of it as well. But that's just like not too bad. I mean, we can have very long trains when we want to. So there we go. That's going to go over there. I'm going to leave this a double track, I think. Yes. So I think this is going to be a fairly major line that comes along here. Ooh, no. Click correctly. So there we go. So this here is probably this. We have a reasonable amount of money. So I think bridging here, although this will slow the line to 50 miles per hour because we don't have the fast bridges yet. That probably will be okay. Probably will be a quicker overall than having to go the long way round. This is going to go there, then there. So maybe some of these curves will slow things down as well, but that's not. Ooh, the very, very narrow little bit of land that we have. In fact, let's just raise a little bit of land from the sea. We can afford to do that. Then that keeps our trains nice and fast, and passengers aren't getting bounced around by too many wiggles. So now I need to come down via Salisbury. In fact, I don't need to do that. I need to carry on that there. So this is going to be rather interesting, because what I didn't think about when I built Salisbury was how trainers actually come round here and join the station. So let's build a building. Ooh, I can't build that yet. Let's build the Salisbury station is going to be like that. A little bit pointless there. They might get upset with us destroying trees for this, but so this just buys me a little bit more room to build my station without having to control click and distant join, which, as I always say, I don't really like doing. It feels a bit cheaty. So, you never used to be able to do it, and so therefore shouldn't be able to do it now. So let's build there. Let's build some station with a sign. Let's build some shelters. There we go. That's good. So this is going to be interesting, because that may have upset them quite a lot, because that may have been the point at which they go, hang on, you just destroyed too much. Yeah, they're not happy with that. So that's fine. This may be a stop that we have to bypass, or maybe that our rating recovers. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to build a length 7. And then we need a little bit of room for signals. And I'm not going to build a length 34 tunnel, because that is patently insane. I'm also not going to build a length 12. The length 12 tunnel is probably okay. At this stage, I think length 12 is fine. So this may become congested at some future point, but I think for now we can live with that. So there we go. So that's Salisbury done. So we come out of Salisbury. Where's the next town? So the next town is actually Wellingborough Heath. It's actually quite a way away. So this should be quite nice and fast to build within the confines of we need to build. So let's build. Let's not bully the environment around too much. We've already upset Salisbury by just destroying trees willy-nilly. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to... Okay, so... Ooh, that was a bit foolish. Built a hill that I didn't need. There we go. So that can give him out there. Should we just drop that so it doesn't have the foundation? There we go. So that's nice. So this will now come up to where the coast is. So I'm going to get across there. Little sort of wiggle there. Then we need a bigger wiggle here. So there we go. There we go. Just come down here now. That needs to go down a bit earlier, just so I avoid that coal mine, whatever that AI is doing over there. And that was a bit one too many. So now let's get rid of that. They're very noisy with all those bus trucks going on there. Let's go past that. It's not back into nice quiet territory. So we get this side of that river, and then looking at this. So do I want to suffer going up that hill, or do I want to do some tunnelling? I think some tunnelling might be in order. This is I never really have the 1528 class little tank engine, and still really for this line is going to be about the big powerful expresses. I think that's going to be where this is going to go. So just want to do that. There we go. So we cut that out a little bit, but not too bad. Destroy some more trees. We build now. What I should do before I build way too many things over here that upset local authority is I should start plotting out my station. So there we go. So I was plotting that out. So buffer stops on it as well. And then just have there's a nice bridge, some planters again, some more billboards, some hammers. That one goofy. So I think we were going with 6 for the terminal stations. So let's have some more billboards. Billboards are good. They advertise things. You would learn about them. Okay, so now I'm going to happily upset the local authority because I've built my station. There's not much they can do now. They can't take it away from me. So, ooh, can I do 72 class? This, yes. This, no. The reason for the 72 class is if I finish this line up nice and quickly, those look like quite good statistics for this sort of line. No, not sort of super attractive effort, but a reasonable amount of it. So let's signal this. Let's go here, make sure that so these signals will come up to Salisbury, and then Salisbury has more signals going on away from it. Langley Green, again, we're just signaling these routes, and then oh no, we don't want that. There we go. That's signaled correctly. So now I can just build a depot here and take the Caledonian 72 class, which is what I just signed up to build lots of. So 89 kilonewtons attractive effort, so it shouldn't be too bad going over those hills. So let's see. So what length train? So my cargo there. It's 240 passengers. It's probably enough for now. So this would be a sort of I guess it's a compromise between how many passengers do you take and sort of how powerful a locomotive do you need. And we're still at this stage, still at that point a little, where the power of the locomotives does matter quite a bit. So Langley Green, Salisbury, Willingborough, Salisbury, Langley. Yes, this looks good. So now that I've built that train, I don't have to worry too much about the time ticking for the manufacturer for me to build the prototype, because I built one. They're happy. The fact that I haven't used it, they don't care about. Okay, so that again, that sort of lazy autofill, control autofill. So yeah, so this is going to be although there's nothing really in between these. There's technically this stops everywhere. This is still, I'm going to call this the Wellingborough semi-fast, because it goes quite a long distance between stations. So semi-fast is probably an apt description of it. You'd imagine that if this was real life, there would be that's AI has failed. It's rather interesting. So this means that probably the pink AI is not going to do much more. So let's see where it goes. So because this has crashed, this is just going to slowly not do much more. So I'm going to sell my stake in it, because I think at that point it's just going to stop. I feel it's not going to run anymore. I could be wrong. And I don't recall what the AIs do, so I may as well just give Gribble and Co some money. Have some shares, because the shares are £1. They're probably going to go bust, but if they suddenly start doing well, then that makes a lot of money. So there we go. So that train is now going across there. That's all good. So I'm just going to clone a few of those, and then let them run. We will want the timetable to have a correct start date, but currently the timetable is not set up. So that's good. So what I now need to look at is so we actually go past Garsdale here. We have Windermere. So looking at this, so we have our coastal line. Wilmslow is the next thing to run the coastal line. So the question is whether we want to sort of come inland and then go back out again. I think we do. So let's build a little bus network in Garsdale. And this is going to be a very small network. This is really going to be just 2 stations, bus between them. That's it. So there we go. So there's our AECS type. Goes there. So timetable, that's just going to be sort of 5 days at each, I think, for this. There we go. So that's going to be Garsdale, Galloper. Did I use Galloper elsewhere? No, that's the first time I've used Galloper. And I did that on trains again. When will you learn? So, yes, so this is going to be the Garsdale Galloper. Named slightly in honour of our horse, Garsdale Gary, which I think we created very, very early on. So this is going to be a little line of a couple of buses. So let's have a look at that timetable. So yeah, the timetable's not set itself up yet. Rather annoying. So let's quickly fast forward. Fast forward's not doing very much on this large map. So especially with all these windows open. There we go. 14 days. So 14 days travel between each of those. Let's set the start dates, and that can be Garsdale going. So then I want to come back down towards Wilmslow. So there. So there we go. You just upgrade the whole of Wilmslow. I think we've got the money to do it, so may as well do it. Let's show off our elevated financial status by converting an entire town's roads. It's sort of philanthropy, really, isn't it? So put a depot down here. This is a attractive seafront property. They're going to just put a bus depot in there. There we go. So that's good. And similar sort of things what I did before. So six days at the terminal stations, 3 days at the intermediate, back to 6 days there and 3 days there. Set that to autofill. Load those. This is all getting very kind of mechanical now at this point, isn't it? It's like you just off you go and just do some things. Profits down a bit. What's going on there? Ooh, something new's happened with the graphs in this version. That's a bit different, isn't it? So, I wonder whether that's actually a deliberate thing or whether that's an accidental thing. But probably profit's fairly good. So, I think this might just be the money that we spent on trains and bits. So, let's look where that money has gone. Where are we? Oh no, it's because it's February and we're paying huge dividends. And so let's have a look at the company value graph, because that will show, yes. Yeah, we're starting to pay much bigger dividends on this. So I don't know why I'm looking there, because actually, the place to look at is in the storybook. So if I go to the company finances 1920, yeah, so we're paying sort of 510k in tax and 1.5 million in dividends. So that is why I have about 2 million less than I used to have. So that's some more bus networks set up. Let's see how our trains are going. So these 72 classes, are these timetabled yet? Oh yes. Oh no, they're not timetabled themselves yet. So those, despite the fact that there's no timetable, this is actually running late. I don't know quite how that's occurred. It's just like, it's gone, well, I'm a train. Trains always run late. I'll just assume that I'm late. So, okay, so I should go back to my, so you sort ascending by age. So these things, which are they? It's got a timetable yet. Well, it has a timetable of half the journey, so I'm just going to assume that this is going to be 8 days as well. Let's set that. So, ooh, it's ungrouped as well. That's the let's create the Wilmslow, the butler. Because that I think Wilmslow is a very sort of butlery name, and it's in the 1920s. This is when kind of you know people would have had butlers and household staff. So there we go. So Garsdale Galloper. Let's timetable that. So I think those may have already been set up actually. There we go. There's lots of new buses there. Speaker's been running 10 days late. That's to be expected. The timetables take a little while to settle down. So the way that the timetables work is they set each vehicle to have a start date within a range that's governed by the total time the timetable will take. And so sometimes the vehicles arrive at the station, their first station, way offset from when they actually should be arriving. It takes a while for the timetable to settle down. So you know, don't worry if you see this vehicle running late when you first set up a timetable. As long as the vehicles have somewhere where they can catch up time, so a station where they wait a bit longer and they can sort of speed up, that will happen. Now this will slow things down a little bit at the moment because the trains don't load very efficiently when you have this situation when they're waiting at a station. I mean, this is timetabled, so it may not be quite such an issue, but well, there we go. So that's been a nice sort of little journey again. We've built a nice railway line, and we've bought some bus networks. We've got some expansion to do in the next episode, so I shall see you then, and we shall head over towards the Garsdale. And in fact, probably by Sugarloaf Hill as well, but more of that in a future episode.